Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Liam, and I am really glad to be here today. It feels nice to sit down, talk, and share simple, everyday conversations that help us all grow.
And I am Maya. I am happy to join you too. I hope our conversation today feels warm and easy to follow, like listening to two friends chatting in a calm moment.
Exactly. I was walking earlier today, and I saw someone with the cutest dog. It was this tiny brown dog with big round eyes. I could not help smiling when I passed by.
I know what you mean. Seeing pets outside always lifts my mood. There is something gentle about watching a dog wag its tail or seeing a cat sit proudly near a window. It makes the day feel a little brighter.
Pets really have that effect. Sometimes, even if the day feels stressful, seeing a friendly animal can change the whole feeling instantly.
It happens to me all the time. When I see pets in the park, I always slow down just to enjoy the moment. It reminds me that small things can make a difference.
I almost stopped to talk to that dog's owner today. I wanted to ask the dog's name, but I suddenly felt like I might fall in love with the dog more than the owner even expected.
That sounds exactly like you. I think you love animals more than anyone I know.
More than you? That cannot be true. You are the person who once spent 20 minutes talking to a parrot in a shop.
I was having a good conversation. The parrot was very expressive.
I believe I still win in the Who Loves Animals More competition.
I think we should call it a draw, because if anyone saw us both around pets, they would know we are equally soft-hearted. Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. It really means a lot. If you are enjoying this gentle conversation, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps keep these peaceful learning moments going, and we truly appreciate your support.
Now, since we were talking about how cheerful pets make life, I keep thinking about how many simple memories I have just from seeing animals during a walk or a quiet afternoon.
That is one of my favorite things, too. Even a short moment with a pet can leave you smiling for the rest of the day. It is amazing how animals do that without even trying.
They bring out the softer side of people. Every time I see someone playing with a dog or carrying a small pet in their arms, it reminds me how much we all connect to animals, even if we do not realize it.
I agree completely. Pets make the world feel more hopeful and friendly. They turn ordinary moments into something warm.
Thinking about how pets brighten our days now makes me remember the very first pet I ever had. I had a small turtle when I was a kid. I was so proud of it. I used to watch it for long periods, just observing how slowly it moved and how it stretched its little neck when it wanted attention.
A turtle sounds adorable. When I was young, my family had a cat. She was a calm, gray cat with very soft fur. She loved sleeping on warm places, especially near the window where the sun would shine. I used to sit beside her and read, even though I was not really reading that well at the time. I mostly just enjoyed having her there.
That sounds peaceful. I think childhood pets have a special place in our memories because they shape how we understand animals. My turtle taught me patience. It did everything slowly, and it made me slow down a little too.
My cat taught me gentleness. She was sensitive to noise, so I learned how to move quietly and treat her softly. It was like I had to earn her trust every day, and when she finally curled up on my lap, it felt like the biggest reward.
That is such a sweet image. My family treated my turtle differently than how people treat cats or dogs. We did not hold it, of course, but we made a small space for it in the living room. I remember my parents reminding me to clean the tank and feed it on time. It became part of my daily routine.
My family was the opposite. My cat was almost like a queen in the house. Everyone respected her space, she had this little corner where she liked to sleep, and no one was allowed to move anything from there. We all joked that she was the real owner of the house.
That is funny. My turtle definitely did not rule our home, but it brought us together. Sometimes my parents and I would sit around watching it slowly explore its little space. It was a simple thing, but a calm moment for all of us.
Animals do that. They create moments you remember forever. I still think about my cat jumping gently from one chair to another, or the way she used to touch my arm with her paw when she wanted something. Those small actions stay with you.
And they make great stories later in life. Every time I think of my turtle, I remember the way its shell would shine after I cleaned it, and how proud I felt, even though I was just a kid doing a simple task.
Childhood pets teach us responsibility without making it feel heavy. They make growing up a little kinder.
Talking about childhood pets makes me think about how many types of animals people keep at home. Dogs, cats, birds, fish, rabbits, and even hamsters. Each one brings something different into a home.
It is interesting how every type of pet has its own personality. Dogs are usually friendly and full of energy. They love to run around, play, and be close to people. Cats are more independent, calm, and graceful. They show affection in a quieter way, but when they choose to be close to you, it feels special.
I agree. Dogs make everything loud and happy, while cats make things peaceful and gentle. I like both, but in different ways. Then there are birds. Some people love having birds because of the sound they bring. A small bird singing in the morning can make the whole house feel alive.
Yes, and fish create a completely different feeling. Watching fish swim slowly in a tank is calming. It is almost like watching a moving painting. Some people keep fish because the soft lights and the quiet movement help them relax after a long day.
I know a family that keeps rabbits too. Rabbits are soft, shy, and very cute. They hop around in a funny way, and they like gentle touches. They can be wonderful pets if someone has a safe and quiet space for them.
I know someone with a hamster. It is amazing how such a tiny animal can bring so much joy. Hamsters move quickly, run on their little wheels at night, and store food in their cheeks. People love them because they are easy to care for and fun to watch.
Different pets fit different lifestyles. Someone with a busy schedule might choose a pet that needs less attention, like fish. Someone who wants companionship and daily activity might choose a dog.
And people who prefer a calm home might enjoy having a cat, because cats often take care of themselves most of the time. People who like soft, quiet pets might choose rabbits. It really depends on what kind of energy someone wants in their living space.
Something else I notice is that some pets require much more care than others. Dogs need regular walks, training, and a lot of time. Cats also need attention, but they manage their own space better. Fish need careful tank cleaning. Birds need clean cages. Every pet has its own list of responsibilities.
It is true. Each one brings joy, but each one also needs care. Choosing a pet is like choosing a relationship. You have to think about what you can give and what you are ready to handle.
And no matter which pet people choose, the important thing is that they bring a sense of comfort and companionship. Animals remind us to slow down, pay attention, and enjoy simple moments.
That is why people keep so many different kinds of pets. Each one adds something special to everyday life.
Now that we are talking about different types of pets, it is fun to describe them using simple words. I always think about pets as cute, fluffy, friendly, calm, or active.
Yes, those are very useful words. For example, dogs are often friendly and active. A golden retriever is fluffy and playful, always running and wagging its tail.
Cats can be cute too, but they are usually calm and sometimes independent. My friend has a black cat that is very calm. She sits quietly in the sun and watches everything around her.
Colors are important too. Pets can be white, brown, gray, black, or even a mix. I remember seeing a small bird yesterday with bright blue and yellow feathers. It was so colorful and cheerful to watch.
Size is another way to describe pets. Dogs can be small, like a Chihuahua, or very large, like a Saint Bernard. Even cats can be bigger or smaller depending on the breed.
And habits are interesting to talk about. For example, my cat loves climbing. She jumps to the highest shelf in the living room, but she is very careful when she lands. My neighbor's dog is active in a different way. He runs fast, barks sometimes, and always wants to play fetch.
Yesterday, I saw a dog in the park that was both cute and calm. It stayed next to its owner quietly, but whenever someone approached, it wagged its tail and looked friendly. That combination of calm and friendly is perfect for families.
I like describing pets because it helps me notice small details. For example, some rabbits have very soft fur and long ears.
Some birds are very talkative, and some fish are very quiet and slow, but they are graceful as they swim.
And describing pets is also a good way to practice language. You can talk about what a pet looks like, how it acts, and even how it makes people feel.
Yes, words like playful, gentle, curious, shy, energetic, or sleepy help bring pets to life in conversation. Even simple phrases like, my dog likes to chase balls, or my cat sleeps in the sun, teach us how to describe daily routines and behavior.
Exactly. The more we describe, the more we notice. And noticing is the first step to understanding animals better.
I saw a neighbor's dog yesterday. It was small, fluffy, and very friendly. It ran to greet everyone, but stayed calm when it met a little child. That is the perfect combination.
Yes, that is a wonderful example. Describing pets can be simple, but it is always meaningful because it shows both how they look and how they behave. Talking about describing pets reminds me of their daily care. Taking care of an animal is a big responsibility, but it can also be very rewarding.
Yes, feeding is the first thing that comes to mind. Each type of pet has a special diet. Dogs might eat dry or wet food, cats often prefer wet food, and fish need small flakes or pellets. Even rabbits and birds have very specific diets.
I organize my dog's day carefully. In the morning, I give him food and water, then take him for a short walk. During the day, he usually naps, and in the evening, we play or go for another walk. Keeping a routine helps him feel safe and happy.
That is a good plan. My cat is more independent, but I still have to feed her at regular times. I also clean her litter box every day. It is not difficult, but if you forget, she lets you know very clearly.
Cleaning is a big part of pet care. Fish tanks need regular water changes, bird cages need fresh food and water every day, and rabbits need their bedding cleaned frequently. It is all about keeping their environment safe and comfortable.
I noticed that pets with lots of energy, like my neighbor's dog, need more attention. It can be challenging to keep up, but it is also fun. Running in the park or playing fetch is good for both the pet and the owner.
Yes, energetic pets can be a little exhausting, but they teach us patience and consistency. Even small tips help. For example, I learned to prepare meals and treats ahead of time. That makes the day smoother for both of us.
I do something similar. I keep a small basket with toys, brushes, and snacks ready for my cat. That way, whenever she wants attention, I have what I need nearby. It is a simple habit, but it keeps things calm and organized.
I also noticed that pets have preferences for certain activities. My dog loves running, but he does not enjoy water too much. Observing what they like helps me plan their day better.
That is true. My cat loves sitting near the window, watching the birds outside. It is her favorite time of day. I make sure to keep that spot clear and sunny for her.
Small routines like that make a big difference. Even giving a little attention, brushing fur, or talking softly can improve a pet's mood and strengthen the bond between owner and animal.
Caring for pets teaches responsibility, patience, and empathy. You learn to notice small details, to understand their needs, and to enjoy moments together.
And even though it can be challenging at times, the joy pets bring makes it worth every effort. Daily care becomes a way of showing love and building trust. Speaking of daily care, pets always find ways to surprise us. Yesterday, my dog did something so funny. He tried to chase his own tail and ended up bumping into a chair. He looked at me as if I should explain what happened.
That sounds hilarious. My cat did something similar last week. She saw her reflection in the window and started slowly attacking it, pawing and jumping at herself. I could not stop laughing.
Pets have the funniest ways of expressing themselves. Sometimes they do things that seem strange to us, but to them it is completely normal.
Exactly. I remember once my rabbit tried to climb a small box in the living room. He kept sliding back and trying again. It was so determined and cute, I had to laugh at his persistence.
Dogs often do things that show their personality. Some hide toys in the strangest places, like under the couch or even in a shoe. It is like they think no one will notice, but you always do.
My cat is a master at hiding too. She loves to jump into bags or boxes and quietly watch the room. Sometimes I walk by and suddenly see her little face staring at me. It always makes me smile.
Pets really keep life interesting. You never know what they will do next. Even the simplest actions can be entertaining.
And they show us how playful they are. My bird sometimes imitates sounds from the television. Last night, it repeated a short melody, and I could not stop laughing because it was surprisingly accurate.
It is true. Animals have unique personalities. Some are quiet and clever, some are loud and silly. My dog sometimes carries a small toy everywhere, even to sleep with it. It looks like he does not want to leave it behind no matter what.
I think pets teach us to enjoy small moments of joy. Watching them play, jump, or do something unusual makes us appreciate the little things in life.
Absolutely. And sometimes you see two pets together and their interactions are even funnier. Dogs chasing each other in circles, cats swatting at each other gently. It is like watching a live comedy show.
I agree. Pets are naturally entertaining, but their funny behaviors also make us feel closer to them. It is impossible not to smile when they act unexpectedly.
Honestly, I think my dog might win the award for funniest pet, but I know your cat could give him a run for his money.
That is a fair challenge. I think pets everywhere are winners in making people laugh every day.
Talking about pets makes me think about animals in the wild. They are so different from pets, but just as fascinating.
Yes, wild animals have unique behaviors that are amazing to watch. I recently watched a nature documentary about elephants. Did you know they can recognize each other even after many years apart?
I saw that too. Elephants are gentle and intelligent. They have strong family bonds, and they even comfort each other when one is upset. It is incredible how they show emotions, almost like humans.
Dolphins are another favorite of mine. They are playful and social. Watching them jump in the water and swim together shows how connected they are in their group. They also communicate with each other using sounds.
Birds are fascinating too. Some birds migrate thousands of miles every year. Can you imagine flying for days without stopping? It takes a lot of strength and instinct.
And each wild animal has its own way of surviving. Some camouflage themselves, some hunt in groups, and some live alone but remain very alert. It is so different from pets, who have all their needs taken care of.
Wild animals are free in nature, but they face challenges that pets never see. They rely on their instincts to find food, stay safe, and raise their young.
That is why watching them is so inspiring. Even a small squirrel or a bird in the park can show cleverness and adaptability. It reminds us that animals are smart in different ways.
I recently saw a family of deer near a forest. The young ones were learning how to move quickly and stay close to their mother. Observing them was peaceful, but also full of life.
Nature documentaries are wonderful because they let us see these animals closely. We can notice their size, color, movements, and habits. For example, I saw a brightly colored parrot catching fruits in a tree. It was calm but focused, and it moved so gracefully.
The contrast between wild animals and pets is interesting too. Pets rely on humans for care, while wild animals depend on nature and each other. Yet both are fascinating in their own ways.
Absolutely. Observing wild animals also helps us appreciate the beauty of life outside our homes. They remind us that there is so much more to learn about the world and the creatures in it.
And it is amazing how much we can notice about their personalities, even from a distance. Some are playful, some are shy, and some are curious. It is like seeing a living story unfold.
I think paying attention to animals in nature teaches patience and observation. It helps us understand how every creature has its place and purpose.
Speaking of wild animals, I remember visiting a zoo last year. It was incredible to see so many different animals up close.
I love visiting animal parks too. One of my favorite memories is watching a group of giraffes eat leaves from tall trees. Their long necks and gentle movements were amazing to observe.
At the zoo, I spent a long time near the big cats. Lions and tigers are so powerful, but also calm when they rest. I never realized how graceful they can be until I saw them up close.
That is true. I also enjoyed seeing the monkeys. They are playful and curious.
Watching them swing and interact reminded me of how intelligent animals can be.
One of the fun moments for me was seeing the penguins. They move so differently on land and in water. On land, they waddle and slide, and in water, they are fast and smooth. It was like watching two completely different animals in one body.
I remember my favorite part was the butterfly garden. It was not just butterflies, but also small birds and insects. I loved seeing how delicate and colorful everything was, moving quietly around the plants.
Visiting a zoo or animal park also makes you appreciate animals in a different way. Seeing them close up shows their size, colors, habits, and sometimes even their expressions. It feels very personal.
And it is educational too. You learn about their diet, where they live in the wild, and how they interact with each other. I noticed that even the smallest details, like how a tortoise moves or a bird eats, are fascinating.
Some moments are surprising as well. I once saw a small monkey gently carry a younger one. It was an unexpected moment of care and attention. It reminded me that animals, even in captivity, show emotions similar to what we see in the wild.
Exactly. And sharing these experiences with others makes them even more memorable. You discuss, point out small details, and notice things together that you might have missed alone.
Visiting zoos or parks also helps us understand the importance of protecting animals. It is one thing to see them on a screen, and another to see them alive, moving and interacting.
Yes, and it teaches respect. Being close to animals reminds us that they have their own lives, behaviors, and ways of communicating. It is important to observe and appreciate them without disturbing them.
Every visit leaves a memory. From the way a bird stretches its wings to the slow walk of a large tortoise, every detail is part of the experience. It makes you see animals not just as creatures to look at, but as beings with personalities.
And that is why trips to zoos or animal parks are always exciting. They connect us with the natural world and show how much there is to learn, even about animals we thought we already knew.
Thinking about animals in zoos and in nature makes me reflect on how different people value animals. In some cultures, animals are seen as sacred or symbolic.
Yes, in my family, animals are always treated with respect. My grandmother used to tell stories about animals that had special meanings, like birds bringing messages or cats protecting the home.
That is beautiful. In my community, we often see animals as part of daily life, but there is also a sense of respect for them. Dogs and cats are not just pets, they are companions who are included in family activities.
And some traditions show deep understanding of animals. For example, certain festivals include honoring animals or helping them. It teaches people to be careful, kind, and mindful of creatures around them.
I have noticed that people who grew up with animals often have a closer connection to nature. They understand instincts, behaviors, and even moods. It is almost like animals teach lessons about life, patience, and empathy.
Exactly. And every family has its own way of viewing animals. In my house, we were encouraged to observe quietly and appreciate what each animal does. It was not just about feeding them or playing, but noticing how they think and react.
That is important. I think when people see animals as beings with personalities and emotions, it creates a deeper connection. Even simple acts like taking care of a dog or watching birds become meaningful.
And reflecting on these connections helps us understand ourselves, too. Animals can show us patience, loyalty, curiosity, and even joy in the smallest things. Observing them teaches us to slow down and value everyday life.
It also reminds me that humans and animals share the world together. We affect each other's lives in small and big ways. Protecting and caring for animals is not just responsibility, it is also gratitude for the happiness they bring.
Yes, it is a gentle reminder that we are part of a bigger world. Our connection with animals can teach kindness, understanding, and a sense of responsibility that goes beyond words.
And even stories and traditions about animals, whether from books, elders, or personal experience, shape how we see them. Every story highlights the bond between humans and animals, and it often reflects values like respect, care, and love.
Thinking about it this way, every animal we meet, whether as a pet or in nature, becomes a teacher in some way. They show us lessons about life without ever speaking, and that is a powerful thought.
I completely agree.
It is fascinating how animals, in their own ways, influence our understanding of the world, our relationships, and even ourselves.
And that is why taking time to observe, care for, and reflect on animals is so meaningful. It is not just about having pets or watching wildlife. It is about learning from them and appreciating their presence.
Yes, respect, curiosity, and connection. Those are what we carry with us when we value animals. They make life richer, more thoughtful, and full of small joys. I cannot stop thinking about all the wonderful animals we have talked about today. They really make life brighter and more interesting.
Yes, even small moments with pets or observing animals in nature leave strong memories. I feel lucky to have had so many experiences with them.
One memory I will never forget is my dog running through the park on a sunny afternoon, so full of joy. It reminded me to enjoy simple happiness.
For me, it is my cat quietly watching the birds outside the window. It is a calm, peaceful moment, but it feels special every time.
Animals teach us in so many ways, without even speaking. They show joy, patience, and love in small gestures.
Absolutely. And thinking about them makes me feel grateful and hopeful.
Thank you for joining us today and sharing this conversation. It was wonderful to reflect on the joy animals bring.
Yes, thank you. Take care, and may you always find a little happiness in the presence of animals.
Goodbye, and I hope your day is filled with warmth and small moments of joy.
Goodbye, and may you notice the beauty in every creature around you.